Hey guys, welcome to the channel. While I've never said it on this channel, my friends and family could tell you that I love Stranger Things. I think it's one of the best TV shows, maybe ever. The way it mixes gripping sci-fi mystery with fun moments between characters seamlessly is something that many shows try to do, but fail to do well. The story is incredibly well thought out and paced, and the characters all have their own unique qualities that make them interesting, likable, but still flawed in the best ways. With all that being said, the show does have its imperfections, things that I believe could have been changed to make the show even better. And no, I'm not going to talk about the lost sister, although, yes, this is definitely not a high point for the series. I'm going to talk about what I'll refer to as the Jim Hopper problem. As a disclaimer, there are going to be spoilers for the entire series, from beginning to end, in this video from here on out. So, if you haven't seen it and don't want to know everything that happens, don't watch this video. There will also be spoilers for every other movie discussed, so just be warned. When I say the Jim Hopper problem, some people might think that means I have a problem with the Hawkins police chief himself. No, I don't. In fact, he's probably one of my favorite characters in the whole show. His turn from hardened, no-nonsense police chief who really doesn't care about anything to supportive friend and caring father figure is one of the things the writers did really, really well. My problem is with his fate at the end of season 3. But it's not his death I have a problem with. It's actually the fact that he didn't die that I don't like. Now, that sounds pretty cruel. But here's the thing. In the end of season 3, when he gives Joyce the nod to destroy the machine, subsequently killing him in the process, we felt this ultimate sense of he's giving himself up for the greater good. He's given up so much, been through so much, including having the daylights beat out of him on multiple occasions, that for him to be the hero in this way, for him to come this far after who he was in season 1, it just feels right. With his journey aside, what really bothers me is that the last 15 or so minutes of the season are dedicated to his absence. Eleven's reaction to the letter that he wrote but never read her just feels like a proper send-off for him. To have an entire last few moments dedicated to his voiceover ushering many of the characters into something new just felt like the proper emotional way to say goodbye to a character it would be so hard to say goodbye to. I cried very hard at this moment, and I'm sure most people did, because he was gone. There was a real consequence to their adventures, and our characters were feeling the weight of that. That brings me to my next point, stakes. When your characters go through all kinds of trials and tribulations, but never lose anything, nothing changes, we don't really feel like there's any real stakes to the entire series. In my opinion, a show or movie like this needs to make the audience ask, will they save the day, instead of how are they going to save the day? The first question comes from real stakes. If the Avengers don't get the Infinity Stones, half of all life will stay dead. If Cooper and the crew in Interstellar don't find an inhabitable planet, humanity will cease to exist. In both of these movies, the characters lose things. There are consequences to everything that happens. In Interstellar, Cooper watches his kids grow up without him, and by the time he gets home, his kids are old and most likely on death's door. He ultimately won, but at a great cost. The Avengers kill Thanos and win, but not without losing a beloved friend. There is a happy ending, but not without a cost. By this point in the show, I knew someone had to die. They keep saying that it's an apocalypse-level threat, but when everyone comes out unscathed, we kind of start to question that. Now yes, I do realize that we've lost characters before. Barb, beloved Bob Newby, Muse, and most recently, Billy. Most of them, though, are not main characters. We haven't been spending this whole time growing with them and watching their journey. Part of what makes Tony Stark's death so moving is that we've watched his journey from a selfish playboy to a heroic martyr. To me, of all the characters to make a similar sacrifice in Stranger Things, it had to be Jim Hopper. While I was heartbroken after he passed, eventually I came to understand that this was part of the battle, losing people. After the release of Stranger Things 3, everyone was asking one question: is Jim Hopper still alive? On Valentine's Day of this year, Netflix answered that question. Yes. While part of me is glad that we don't have to say goodbye to this complicated character, I was disappointed that the writers took this route. It feels like they wanted an emotional ending to pull in viewers and up the stakes, but they didn't want to wreck the status quo of the lineup we know and love. And honestly, as much as I hate to say it, it kind of feels like a cheap stunt. When we always have to wonder, is that character really dead? It feels like there's never really any consequences, because there's always the chance that it could have just been a fake out. Upon second viewing, there are actually some hints as to how he may have survived. This line in particular.
There's another way to get out through the gap.
We see him eye the gate to the Upside Down, so maybe he could have found a way out through the gap too? We won't know until Stranger Things 4 releases, well, who knows when. Thank you all for watching. Hope you liked this video. Leave a like, comment, and if you like this video and want to check out our others, we'd love it if you subscribed. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.